So I decided to review some Gerber viewing softwares which are out there because a lot of my friends keep asking me about what softwares they can use for viewing Gerbers. Now, everybody knows a lot of really nice softwares out there like Genesis by Orbitech, Orcam 350 by Downstream Technologies, also UCamX and Integrator by UCamco. However, those are some really nice softwares and they are expensive. So I decided to review a bunch of softwares out there which are either free or very cheap to buy, cost effective and economical. So please watch this video and I hope you like it. So let's review Gerb tool. Let me try to open a file first. You can see I can import file here. Okay, I'm going to use import wizard, but you can see it's capable of loading Gerber 274X or 274, and it has capability of loading DXF, even CAM50 files, ODB++. So a lot of options, and I love it. Okay, but let's try loading. Let's try loading some files here. And it's right here. Okay, so this is how the software looks like. You can, by the way, you can, if you don't want to see, you can either shut it off or you can make it smaller like this, doesn't matter. So it has you can see all the layers here. You can change the colors, you can turn on, turn off, you can change the status, whether which one is the top sill, top bottom, bottom sill, top mask, top copper, whatever. You can just whatever, you can adjust as you like. A lot of features right here, okay, for viewing. Then over here you see lots and lots of editing features. There is another feature here I haven't used too much. I didn't go in detail, but it looks pretty good. You can see what it is. Let's take a look at some of the features, built-in features. So you can see there are lots of features built in this software. All the cool editing features right here. Okay, you can click on the layers and you can adjust layers right here. Apertures, if you're loading a 274, Gerber 274, you can adjust your aperture list right here, which is really cool. Pretty nice little, if you want to add an aperture of a specific type, it's a pretty nice set of features right here. I want to talk about DRC, but let's take a look at some of the other features here. There's a panelization feature here. So let's say there's a need for communication between designer and a PCB manufacturer. So you can use this feature to do some kind of create array and array approvals. So, add fiducial tooling also. Yeah, this is very nice. Netlist generation, comparison, etc., etc. Macro, you can write your own macros. Let's talk about this section. Before I talk about DRC, let's look at a couple of other stuff. Netlist comparison, beautiful. So if a designer sends a netlist to the supplier, they can compare the netlist against the Gerber data. Layer compare. So let's say you're confused about the current data set versus a data set you received maybe 2 days ago. So you can use this feature to compare the layers to make sure the data is exactly same or not. Design compare, wow, this is pretty interesting. I've never used it, but if maybe this means that you don't have to compare layer one by one, you can compare the whole design at the same time. Copper area, pretty nice feature. Let's look at a DRC. As you can see, all these different DRC features, quite a bit of DRC features built into it. Okay, you can see right here. DFF, DFT. These are all different DRC features. They're just, they're categorized under different PCB manufacturing stages. So the other thing is, let's say I have a supplier called Canada Circuits, okay, and I want to, so this is by default. So let's say I have a supplier called Canada Circuits, so I can add Canada Circuits here, and then I can change these values based on Canada Circuits capabilities, and that way just like that, I can have, let's say I have 5 different suppliers. I can keep saving different values for 5 different suppliers. So based on who I'm going to use for manufacturing my boards, I can run DRC based on that specific supplier. So this is a nice little feature. So yeah, I think this is a very nice software. Let's go to their website. You can see it's made by a company called Wise Software. They have been around since 1989, so they are experienced guys. This is version 16.9, which I'm reviewing. So you can see they have been on it for a long time. I know a lot of companies actually using it. Now, in terms of pricing, when I Google, this is what I get. So you can get this software for $250 as a node lock. So I think $250 for a software as capable as this is a very nice deal. So I believe this is a very nice software with full editing capabilities for $250. So yeah, I give it a thumbs up. So in this video, I'm going to review DFM Now version 8. Okay, let's import. You can see auto import. I will import. I already imported it, so it's appearing as a default. I'm not going to bother fixing anything, but you can see it allows you to fix everything, the colors and all that stuff. So you can actually adjust all this stuff here. Now this part I love because I'm used to using Genesis by Orbitech for the last 20 years, and this part looks exactly like it. So for me, this is beautiful. I'm used to looking at it, so this is perfect for me. That being said, I love this software because it has everything categorized in a very neat and clean way. So it's not cluttered, but you can actually access anything you want from here. Again, just like any other full-fledged cam seat, it has all the cool features in it. You can take a look. I want to look at the DFM because this is what you really need to look at. Now, when I look at the DFM rules, again, just like any other software, I can also save the DFM rules for my multiple suppliers, okay? But that being said, let's take a look. Now, if you look at these DFM rules, by the way, you can change these if you like, okay? But just by looking at the DFM rules, they don't look too many. That's because this is a free software, okay? This is a free Gerber Viewer. So for a free Gerber Viewer, you still have a half decent amount of DRC features, but this is free. So just to be able to look at the data and run a quick DRC, this is a perfect software. And you can see because it's free, you cannot save and you cannot export, but that's okay. This is a free software. Now, this software is by a company called Numerical Innovation. Now, they have different products, okay? They have DFM Now, which is free, but they also have Fab 3000. Now, Fab 3000 is the same software as DFM Now, except it has more features. So let's try loading the files here. Again, by default. Okay. Now, when I look at it, has so many more features compared to DFM Now. Even here, you can see it has more features. Now, there are a lot more features built in here. When it comes to importing, you can see the kind of files it can import, everything from DXF, DWG, image, and ODB++. So it has all the capabilities. It has all the features in terms of exporting. It can export Gerbers. It can also export in ODB++, so which is a very nice feature. Now let's take a look at the DFM capabilities, okay? Now you already saw the free version, but now this is the paid version. So you can see how many more features are there and how many more different types of checks it can do. Even these tabs, you see many more tabs here. Okay, so this is a very nice software. I absolutely love this software. Now, here's the thing. We're not talking about a software for real. We're not talking about software for real editing for camming. We're just talking about a Gerber Viewer with some sort of editing capabilities. Like, for example, I remember looking at this software a couple of years ago for one of my friend who owns a company here in Toronto, Canada. And at that time, the software was maybe around $1,800 or so. I'm not sure the current price. So it is a bit costly than all the other softwares which we have reviewed in this video, but I believe this software on its own, even though it's about $2,000 or whatever, something like that, it is definitely a very good software. And right now, I'm actually seriously looking at buying one seat for myself. It's not just about the money. It's not always about which software is cheaper. It's also about how stable it is and how good it is. And for me, this software is probably the best thing out there for personal use or at a small level. Now I want to take a look at the view made. Okay, let's try importing files here. You can see it has capability of importing ODB and Gerber and all that stuff. So I'm going to use the same files. Just Control A to select everything, and I'll ignore all the errors for now. So you can see it loads. While it looks exactly like some of the other software, it has full editing capabilities here as well. Really nice zoom in, zoom out, different capabilities right here. It has a lot of built-in features. Okay, it has smart DFM features, which is again just like other softwares, but I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it connects online with Pentalogic's website. I'm not 100% sure if it's true or not. Now you can see some of the DFM features which are built in this software. Okay, I'm not going to run DRC, but it's all here. Now this software is by Pentalogics. Okay, now I'm looking at ViewMate, which is a free version, and because of that, I cannot save or export any file. But I had a chance to actually review ViewMate Deluxe, and which is the same software as this, but since it was a trial version, or let's say it would be a paid version, it allowed me to import, export, and save the files. And I actually really enjoyed using this software. So there's a difference between Deluxe and Pro. It's up to you. You can click on this and you can see if which one you want. But Pentalogics has been around for a very long time. That being said, this is really good for looking, this software ViewMate is really good for looking at your data and analyzing the data and all that. But if you really want to do a CAM, like if you are a PCB manufacturing company, then probably you want to go upgrade yourself to CAM Master. But we are not reviewing softwares for CAM. We are only reviewing Gerber Viewer. So for me, I think ViewMate is a very good choice. Yeah, I think it's a very nice software. I used it and I believe it's a good choice. Now this is called GerberView. Okay, let's try loading the files. You can see it's easy to load. Again, just like any other software, you can change the colors, whatever. Here's the thing with this software. This is only 4.7 megabytes for the software. That's because you can see it doesn't have any other capability. It's a great little tool for looking at the data. So if you just want to look at the data and zoom in and zoom out, it's great. It has a measuring feature, so you can manually zoom in and you can measure distance between pad to pad or whatever, feature to feature. That being said, so you can see, you won't see any real functions except zooming in, zooming out, and measurements. There is an analyze function. I haven't been able to figure out how to use it. I tried using it, it didn't really work, so maybe I just need to do some settings. In any case, this little software is designed for basically looking at your data. So it's a free software. So this is like a open source project. So you can go to this website and you can see, you can download this software for yourself. It is what it is. I don't think anyone's going to improve on it, but it is a simple Gerber Viewer. So yeah, you can get it from here. Now this one is called CamView version 14.5 by Downstream Technology. Downstream Technologies are the guys who make CAM250 software. It has pretty good features, but the only problem is it's not capable of loading Gerber's or ODB++. The way this software works is if you're already using Cam 350, you can save your files as Cam 350 project, and then you can share between different people using this software. So let's say you only have 2 seats in your company, but 5 different people want to look at it. So one person can save the Gerber files as the project in Cam 350, and then the rest of them can download this software and actually load that project and take a look. So yeah, that's how this CamView works. And CamView is provided by Downstream Technologies. You can go in their product page and you can get it somewhere here. Then again, they have Cam 350, which is like a full-fledged cam software, which I'm not going to review. Okay, so this is GerberView. Let's take a look. Let's try to load some files in here. Let's load our files. And you can see right here. So there's a lot of options here. Again, just like any other software, your layer structures. Yeah, this is basically layer information. I'm going to close it. I don't think I need it. I can make the screen bigger. You can see it has quite a bit of options. Okay, measuring capabilities. So yeah, I think this is also, oh wow, it can save as PDF. It can also save your files as PDF output, or save whatever DXF or 274X. So which is a nice little feature. You can mark up your drawings, or maybe you want to communicate with your supplier or customer, so you can actually mark up your data, which is very nice feature right here. So this is more of a simple tool for basically looking at Gerbers, and I don't think it's capable of doing anything beyond that, as far as my understanding is. But it is a pretty decent looking Gerber Viewer. Now let's look at their website. You can see the one license costs $80. So again, if you're just looking for a simple Gerber Viewer, when I go to their home, so when I go here, I can see screenshots, and it shows me how it's supposed to look like. So you can see, it's loading files. Again, it has its own, there everything is written there, showing you what it's doing. So yeah, it is a pretty nice app for to be able, if you're just looking for something where you can actually communicate with customers. So this is actually pretty good software, just for for $80 for a seat. I don't think you can go wrong with it. I hope you like my review, and here's my conclusion. So if you're looking for a simple app or simple software just to look at the Gerbers, not really run DRCs or anything like that, just to look at the Gerber, I think GerberView is the best, because it's a very simple software, 4.7 megabytes. It's an open source, so anyone can get it. It's free, and it's great to just to review the Gerbers. Now GerberView, the last software in this video, is also a very nice software. It's going for $80, but the thing with this software is I did not find any DRC capability. So my understanding is that this software is really good if you want to communicate with customers. So let's say you load the data, you look at the data, you find some issues, you want to redline those issues. So this looks like a really good software for redlining issues, taking snapshots and sending to customers. But I did not find any DRC capabilities. Maybe I missed it, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I went through the whole software and I didn't see any real DRC capabilities. So I believe this is a really nice software for communicating with customers. Now, if you're looking for a little bit more powerful, the free version of ViewMate and DFM Now by Numerical Value is very, very good. Since both are free, they don't allow you to output the files. But just to look at the Gerber and run DRC, either way, ViewMate or DFM Now. But for whatever reason, I prefer DFM Now, but I have used ViewMate as well, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So maybe you like maybe you prefer ViewMate, so go ahead. I think the free version of ViewMate and DFM Now both are really good softwares. Now, maybe you want a little bit more capability. Maybe you want to be able to save the files and output the file, either 274X or ODB++. Maybe you want to do an array and send it to the designer for approval. So in that case, we have a couple of choices. Okay, we can go with either Fab 3000, which is at about $2,000 or so. Then we have ViewMate Deluxe or ViewMate Pro version, which go for $100 and $500 each. And we also have Gerber Tool version 16.9. Gerber Tool 16.9 is going for about $250. So this is how I would say it. I think Gerber Tool 16.9 is kind of equivalent of ViewMate Pro, which is $500. Based on my liking, I would say I would prefer Gerber Tool 16.9 for $250 over ViewMate Pro for $500, or even ViewMate Deluxe, which is going for $100. Again, it's my personal choice. Maybe you prefer ViewMate, one of the ViewMates, and that's okay. But to me, the Gerber Tool 16.9 is a little bit better than ViewMate. Now, if you do have cash and you got no problem spending 2,000, then Fab 3000 is a really nice software. Fab 3000 is kind of equivalent of Gerber Tool 16.9 or ViewMate Pro Edition, but for whatever reason, I prefer Fab 3000 over all these. So that's my preference. I hope you like my review, and if you have any comments, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.